Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today I have in front of me electric scooter that has recently caused a lot of interest, comments and questions, the KuKirin T3. And right from the start I want to make one thing clear: this is not a lightweight city scooter for beginners and short distances. The T3 is made for riders who want a more serious machine, who are looking for power, stability and a sense of security even when riding faster than usual for the city. We are talking about a scooter that with the 800-watt rear motor, a maximum speed of 45 km per hour, a large battery, a robust suspension and one of the most striking design in its class. And when you put it all this together in one package, you get a scooter that does not blend with the crowd but stands out on the road. So, as always, check out this KuKirin T3 video review and find out more. When you open the box of the KuKirin T3 scooter, the first thing that strikes you is not the design but the mess. The box is large, heavy and it's clear that there is nothing light inside. The scooter comes partially assembled, carefully protected by a thick layer of foam. In the package you get the charger with the U adapter, a bag with a few tools and a short instruction as well as a detailed KuKirin T3 user manual. There is no unnecessary accessories, but there is everything you need to prepare the scooter for riding. Assembly is simple: mount the rear fender, lift the folding mechanism, attach the handlebars and the scooter is ready. When we finished assembling and moved to the street, it was clear that the T3 has not intended as a toy but as a work tool for serious riding. The KuKirin T3 visually looks brutal and serious, without any attempt to please everyone. The design is sharp, industrial, with the emphasized straight lines and diamond cut details that give the scooter a very aggressive and futuristic look. The combination of aluminum alloy and steel is clearly visible and felt. The entire structure seems compact, massive and extremely solid, as if they're made for long-term demanding use. The lighting is one of the strongest visual assets of the T3 model and comes to the fore from every angle, especially at night. On the sides there is RGB LED strips that can glow statically, pulsate or change colors, which gives the scooter a strong cyberpunk identity, especially at night. KuKirin's laser patterns are projected into the asphalt, which looks spectacular, but at the same time have a safety role because all the road users notice you immediately. There is also powerful LED lights on the front which solidly illuminates the road ahead of you, while at the back there is a large red light with a clear stop effect. There is also front and rear turn signals, which is still a rarity in this class of a scooter and a huge plus for safety in the real traffic. The scooter looks like it came out of the futuristic movie, a mix of cyberpunk and industrial design. This is not a scooter that goes unnoticed. Whether parked or moving along the road, it gives the impression of machine, not a toy, and this is exactly why visually sets it apart from the most of the competition. The KuKirin T3 uses a simple but very sturdy folding mechanism that can be mastered quickly and intuitively, literally in a few seconds. Everything works mechanically, precisely, without any backlegs, creaking or feeling of insecurity, which is extremely important for a scooter of this power, speed and mass. The mechanism is robust, making it clear that it's designed to withstand long-term use. When folded, the scooter remains compact and stable, making it practical for storage in the trunk of a car, garage or hallway. With a net weight of around 25.5 kilograms, the T3 is not a scooter that you will often carry up the stairs or under your arm, but it doesn't not try to be. The handlebars are wide but not excessively, and it's precisely this with it that gives a sense of control that instills confidence if you from the first meters of driving. The handles are rubber, well made and very pleasant to the touch. This is extremely important on longer rides. Your hands remain relaxed and you have complete control. In the very center of the handlebars is the LCD screen, which is a simple but very readable and functional. The display is clear even in the bright daylight with no reflection that would bother you while riding. On the screen you can see your speed, battery status, selected riding modes and basic system informations at all times. There is no clutter, no unwanted information. Everything you see has a purpose and helps you focus on the road. The controls are arranged logically and intuitively. The buttons for the lights, indicators, horn and changing riding modes are located exactly when you expecting them. After a few minutes of riding, you use everything instinctively without thinking over looking down. It is precisely this ergonomics that makes the difference between a scooter that is okay and a scooter that is comfortable for everyday use. The scooter is started with a key, which is rare these days, but that's exactly why it makes sense. It's a simple but very effective solution against unauthorized use. Someone can't just turn it on by pressing a button, which gives you extra peace of mind when you leave it in front of your building, school or the shop. The platform of the KuKirin T3 scooter is one of its strengths. It's wide, long and provides enough space to adjust to whatever position suits you. Whether you are riding relaxed or more aggressively, the surface is covered with a high-quality anti-slip layer that really does its job. Even with a strong acceleration or sudden braking, you feel stay firmly in place. There is no uncomfortable feeling or having to hunt for balance. There is especially noticeable at the higher speeds where the stability of the platform directly affects safety. The ground clearance of around 150 mm means you don't have to worry about every bump. The body position while riding is very natural. You don't feel like the scooter is pushing you forward or pulling you backward. The weight is well distributed and the entire structure feels balanced. The KuKirin T3 uses front and rear spring suspension, which is tuned with the clear goal stability above all. This is not a soft floating suspension that rocks every bump, but a firmer setup that keeps the scooter calm and predictable even at the higher speeds. On a bad asphalt, patches and holes, the suspension filters shocks very effectively. The tires are 10-inch tubeless with a good grip and additional puncture resistance. On a bad asphalt, cubes and uneven surface, the scooter remains stable and predictable. There is no sudden slips or loss of contact with the ground. In combination with the suspension, these tires allow you to ride relaxed even where other scooters become uncomfortable or unsafe. The KuKirin T3 is powered by the 800-watt rear brushless motor, with the peak output power to around the 1000 watt, and that's exactly the level of power that makes sense in real-world riding. This is not an engine that throws your back or tries to pretend to be something it's not. This is an engine that runs clear, linear and controlled, but definitely has a power and strength. When you start from the standstill, the scooter does not jerk or jump. You can feel the electronics and controller are doing a good job because the scooter pulls smoothly, which is good for less experienced drivers, but at the same time powerful enough not to see boring to more experienced ones. And the T3 overcomes slopes of up to 20 degrees of inclination without drama. The maximum speed of the 45 km per hour is not just a number on the paper, it's the speed that the scooter can realistically reach and, more important, maintain stably. The KuKirin T3 uses mechanical disc brakes on the front and the rear with the integrated electronics cut off, and this combination works very well. Braking is progressive, which means that is nicely dosed. When you pull the lever gently, the scooter slows down smoothly. When you need to push harder, the brakes react seriously and decisively. Safety is further enhanced by a IP54 protection, which means that the KuKirin T3 can easily withstand rain, wet roads, puddles and moisture. You don't have to panic if the bad weather catches you. This is a scooter made for real conditions, not just dry asphalt and ideal days. The KuKirin T3 uses a 48-watt 15.6 amp-hour battery, and that's a very solid combination of voltage and capacity. In a realistic riding conditions, the range is around 55 to 58 kilometers at the moderate pace. This means you don't ride with the constant fear of running out of battery. For most users, this means several days of riding without charging, to work, to the store or school, back home, and still having reserves left. The important thing is that the T3 remains predictable and doesn't die suddenly. The charge takes about 7 to 8 hours, which is ideal for overnight use. Turn it on at the night, go to bed, and in the morning you have a fully charged battery, no planning, no stress, no improvisation. On the road, the KuKirin T3 gives the impression of a mature, stable and serious scooter. There is no nervousness, no unpredictable reactions. Everything you do, the scooter follows exactly as you expect. At the higher speeds you feel safe, and when driving slowly you are in the control. The suspension and the tires further contribute to the feeling of relaxation because you don't have to constantly rate the road and avoid every bump. The scooter simply swallows up bad asphalt and keeps going. This is a scooter for riders who want a serious machine with enough power to not think about uphills, sufficient range to avoid constantly checking the battery, and enough stability to feel safe at the higher speeds. The T3 offers a balance between power and control, between comfort and stability, between everyday practicality and serious performance. If you're looking for a scooter that will give you the same feeling of confidence every time you step on it, the KuKirin T3 is just that. If you are thinking about buying this scooter, now is the time. There is a promotion going on right now, and with the coupon code below the video you can get it at a much lower price. The official sales links is also waiting for you in the video description, so you can buy it with the confidence and without risk. Thank you for watching. If you like the review, drop a like, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you in the next review. Until then, bye.